that Pro 4 field to see what they have. Just stay out of trouble and drive up through the pack and cut your teeth, if you will. All right, great stuff coming up here. And Brian Deegan, by the way, that truck won here earlier this year with Todd LeDuc behind the wheel, and it won just one round to go.
And there's a good look at the split start. The green flag waves, and both groups are set racing. On the front straight, the Pro 2's now coming into turn 1.
And I will tell you, as big as that gap is, it's the biggest one we've ever seen in this race. The Pro 4s definitely have their work cut out for them if this thing goes green to the end. And
Jeff Geiser, the all-black bulletproof diesel sponsor number 44, was on the pole. He's going to lose a couple spots, and right to the front, oh, and a full course caution. So it's going to be a complete re-rack. That was Austin Kimbrell in the Lone Mart 88 all the way in front, and this looks like it is the Toyota of Eric Barron facing the wrong direction.
Yeah, he's actually up on top of that K-rail there, so could have potentially done some damage to the truck. He's that red and white Toyota, and looks like Corey Weller all the way around there. Not sure if she got some help or not, but she stacked up a couple trucks behind her. Kyle LeDuc also there, just kind of pushes him out of the way a little bit.
Not a lot of love between the LeDucs and the Barrons out there.
I think it's like zero.
I should say just Barron.
So we'll see if we can get Eric Barron off there. Obviously, the truck not running, so find out if that one's terminal. Keep in mind, he won in the Pro 4 category one round to go, so that Toyota is set up and very fast out here at this racetrack. Once again, we're going to take a look at this.
This is actually a different look, Ken. This is Greg Adler looking like he tried to avoid Todd LeDuc, got out of the throttle, and the number 10 Pro Comp entry just rotated there. And so two incidents happening at the same time. Yellow flag, re-rack them. If they don't go 2 full laps, we're going to get full restarts here. And oh, got a little help there from Jerry Doherty, but I think Greg was already out of the throttle and rotating around before that happened.
Yeah, he was checking up, trying to stay out of that vehicle in front of him as the Ruddy Lift off-road suspension pace truck has grouped everybody back up. Greg Adler is down inside of the pits, and of course Rob Klepper is all over the action there.
And guys, you can see Greg Adler here in the Pro Comp 4-wheel parts number 10 Pro 4 in the Wyotech hot pits. Obviously, the left front is flat. Crew going to get that jacked up and get a new left front on for Adler. Career best finish in the Challenge Cup behind the wheel of his Pro 2 back in 2011. He ran 5th. He's run 2nd twice here at this racetrack. He said, you know, I like my chances at Lake Elsinore. I like the big air. I like the big jumps. We just have to put it all together to take home that $30,000. New left front for Adler, and he'll make his way back out.
Yeah, so the good news is they'll group everybody back up here for a complete restart. And we'll see if they get those Pro 4s any closer, if they make them start deep again. Stay with us. More chaos will most certainly ensue here at Lake Elsinore Motorsport. Sizable contact on lap 1 here at the 2013 Lucas Oil Challenge Cup presented by MAV TV American Reel. It involved that red and white Toyota there of Eric Barron, who won just one round to go. He was parked up on top of the K-rail, but seems as though everything is okay. He's back inside of the field with more. Let's get it down to Rob Klepper.
And guys, just spoke with the crew for Eric Barron. They thought when he was stopped on the track that he actually broke reverse, which wouldn't be a problem if he wasn't stuck on the K-rail, but he was able to get it in reverse, pull off, and work his way back to his original starting spot, as it looks like we are set to go green.
They fan out, and right off the bat, Eric Barron picks up a spot. Mike Porter down there on the inside. The white number 9, former Pro Buggy champion. It looks like he might actually take the point. An engine builder by trade, Redline Motorsports, and has some good horsepower underneath the hood of that truck. His first year in the Pro 2 category, and here comes the number 9.
The 44 is going to command the inside. That's desert racing veteran and truck builder, Jeff Geiser. He actually built his own truck. He and the Geiser brothers, Rick is his brother. He is a spotter, so he's leading the Pro 2s, and right now, that LAT Racing Oils Toyota, the 32, has made its way all the way to the front of the 4-wheel drives. Now, the hook here is the 2-wheel drives get the head start, the 4-wheel drives have to chase them down, work through the entire field. This guy will be incredibly tough to pass. The Loctite number 70 of Bryce Menzies, he has to be one of the favorites here.
And the Pro 2s want this thing to go green all the way to the checkered flag so that they can maintain that massive head start that they were given at the start of the race, and Bryce is hoping he can stretch that out. Of course, the Pro 4s, they're hoping for a caution flag about midway through for some reason to close that gap up.
Oh, and it looks like, I saw just out of the corner of my eye there, that Drew Britt in the number 7 UTI sponsored truck is now off. And look at this gap that Eric Barron has created. Now, Eric Barron is one of those racers that throws caution to the wind. He's willing to pitch it in any situation. He has a high revving Toyota, so it's a little bit different style power plant, being chased down by a very throaty Monster Energy number 99 by Kyle LeDuc, who also has, whoa!
Boy,
Whoa.
something happened right there. That thing would be hooked to rut with that right front or whatever it was, but man, did it snap that truck around. A good save by Kyle LeDuc.
And Kyle is the master of all things Pro 4. He can fit it into the tiniest little spots. He can pass within a whisker. Of course, a little contact here and there doesn't hurt his feelings either, but he really is dialed in and switched on, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to throwing that four-wheel drive around.
Woo.
Speaking of switched on, out of Vegas, Bryce Menzies.
Thanks, you guys. That's right. Bryce Menzies putting on a hard charge in that Pro 2 truck. He said he feels no pressure lining up. All they did was put on new front tires, and the team told him before he came out, all you have to do is bring back that steering wheel and go for the win.
Yeah, this is a race where you throw everything at it, and Bryce Menzies has come so far. I mean, we've watched this kid grow up coming out of single buggies, stepping his way up into the big trucks. He is now a multi-time champion behind the wheel of the Pro 2, does a great job in trophy trucks in the desert. He is a talented driver. He runs in X Games. He does rallycross. I mean, there is no question that he has a lot of talent and a lot of blue smoke out of the back of Kyle LeDuc's truck now as he's rolling up on the back of Eric Barron, and there is absolutely zero love lost between these two competitors. There is no points on the line. It's all about money. They will go for it here.
Now, earlier in the year, Ken, we saw a similar situation with Kyle where he ended up losing a hub or a seal, and it ended up costing the race, and there he throws it inside of Eric Barron. I'm not sure what happened there, but Kyle brought it around, and then, well, Eric just drove right through him, and that would maybe go back to the fact Eric had a problem with reverse earlier, but...
And you know, it was that same turn that Kyle's truck really did something weird in it just a lap ago. I wonder if something gave up in the front end and it actually just broke right there. Nonetheless, Eric Barron decided to drive right through him. I mean, and in Eric Barron's defense, of all races, I mean, you just don't stop, put it in reverse, back up, and go again. He had the option to drive through him, push him out of the way, and that's what he did.
And Kyle made the mistake first. So Barron had nothing to do with spinning him out. That was all Kyle. But definitely Barron finished him off, getting him out of the way. Take a look here. Kyle throws it in. Not sure if something happened. It's unusual to see Kyle make a mistake like that when rotating that big old number 99, and Eric Barron finished off the rotation. If there was bad blood before, now it's going to be ugly.
Just in case, right?
Just in case they didn't want to sock each other out in the pits before. Now they do, I'm sure.
Pops LeDuc had some choice words for Eric Barron, so I'm sure that he'll just add to those now. But he now has that hood up in his face as well, which will definitely hinder his approach into the turns as you watch that 70 truck just air it out over that huge ski jump.
And Bryce has his Stronghold Motorsports truck in the front of the Pro 2s, which means he's leading the entire race right now. So the 4s are trying to catch up, and Bryce, look at him, just cool, calm, and collected. I don't think I like this kid anymore. I used to be teammates with him. He's had a lot of success, well-spoken, good-looking kid. I just don't know if I like him.
You know, he's come a long ways personality-wise as well. I mean, he is a pleasure to be around and a wealth of knowledge as you watch Eric Barron leading in the Pro 4s, trying to catch up with that Pro 2 pack. And one of the Pro 2s that looked like broken off there to the side of the rhythm section. Look at him sling it in, and he's driven that corner the same way all the way through round 15, where he enters it low and lets it wash out wide down the front straightaway.
And Ken, I'm not a big fan of racing with your hood over your windscreen. I understand you can see out of the corner, but in some cases that's really dangerous.
So you would pull in? You're saying you would pull in?
I wouldn't pull in, but if I was the official, I'd be looking at it to see how much vision he actually has, because if a car breaks down on the right side of the track, he may not be able to see him from where he's sitting. Of course, everybody has spotters, but you know, it's something to think about.
Well, there's a caution flag now, that's going to bunch everybody back up, and I'll bet you he still doesn't pull in.
He's not pulling in.
So the 70 truck will lose that massive lead that he had developed as he falls in line behind the Ready Lift off-road suspension pace truck. Another look at what happened here with Kyle LeDuc. Into that turn, over-rotated. Not sure if something broke. You have to think something probably broke in the front end of that truck, and then Eric Barron deciding to push him the rest of the way out of the way. Just part of the fun here at the Challenge Cup. 30 grand on the line. Of course, Rob McCachran picking up the Pro 2 championship here in 2013. Green flag about to fly. Everybody's bunched back up now. It is on for 30 grand.
Well, this is the bad news for the Pro 2s. You know, the four-wheel drives can redirect. They can drive on the bottom, on the top of the track. And the Pro 2s, whoa, going for a piggyback ride. Looked like Carl Renazetter had a truck up on top. I'm not sure who it was. Was that possibly Todd LeDuc? And oh, this is a tough one. Eric Barron.
Eric Barron having a tough go in this Challenge Cup. Second time he's ended up here. Oh, and he's got it fired up. Way deep here in the pack, so if it goes to the end without another caution flag, his chance at 30 grand is pretty much over.
Bryce Menzies with the comfortable about 8-car lead right now. That means he can drive anywhere on the track he wants to, meaning if you have someone right behind you, your spotter's telling you where they're at, you may drive some more protective lines. If you have, you know, between 3 or more car lengths, then you can drive what I would call the fast line around the track, the line that you're most comfortable with. You don't have to worry about someone driving underneath you or bumping you in a turn, and right now Bryce has that all to himself.
Boy, just great onboard shots there, courtesy of Ion, and that is Robbie Woods in the Lucas Oil Slick Mist truck, and Brian Deegan with the 38 right there beside him. Rockstar and Makita, of course, on the door, and two extremely fast drivers going at it here. Robbie Woods, as of late, that truck has been a rocket ship, but Brian Deegan is no slouch either, Aaron.
Yes, thanks, guys. I spoke with Brian Deegan's spotter, Corey Cruzman, earlier this afternoon. He said that they're trying a different gear combination. They're looking for more momentum and more top end. He said if Brian drives smoothly, it should work to his advantage. They're hoping these adjustments work out all right, because it's the last race of the year. They want to go out with a bang in front of family and friends.
Well, after you come out of turn number 1, if you nail it right, man, it's a long straightaway there, and those guys can really build some speed. Well, but landing on the back bumper there was Robbie Woods as you watch the rest of them, and landing on the back bumper, ripping it off, is the number 17 Lucas Oil Machine, driven by Carl Renazetter. Renazetter and Pete going at it side by side.
Wow, and Carl just slinging some dirt wide, and the caution comes out. Carl will have that position on Ryan Beat, a former professional motorcycle racer.
And that's the lead for the Pro 4s.
Yes.
Carl Renazetter is coming. And I'll tell you something, nobody has won. Lucas Oil sponsored machine is the first Pro 4 in the field. That's Carl Renazetter. He is chasing the Loctite supported truck driven by Bryce Menzies, the Pro 2.
Robbie Woods fans out in that blue number 99, trying to get a run on Menzies. Now, we talked about it a little bit, but Robbie Woods has led a couple races recently. In fact, he led all the laps in one, except for the one that counted where the checkered flag came out. So he's been a little snake bitten. Right now, technically, he has the lead. Let's see if he can hang on to it. Here comes Deegan and Menzies underneath.
Renazetter right behind him. Oh, and Menzies pulls off broken. Carl Renazetter runs into the back of him, somehow keeps the right front on the truck. Patrick Clark underneath the 17 truck there, and Robbie Woods is your new leader.
Woo-wee.
Man, he danced the left side tires off the ground going through that turn when he took the lead. Could today be the magic? Does he pick up his first career win and a check for 30 grand to go along with it?
Full course caution comes out. We're gonna line them up. The more restarts there are, I mean, obviously makes it tougher for the leader because there's more opportunities on the restart, but I think it really favors the four-wheel drive because they get the traction front and rear, so as they're spooling up to speed, the Pro 4 can get past on one side or the other, and looks like the rear end broken out of the Loctite sponsored Mwapa Energy Stronghold Motorsports truck. Taking another look, see if we can figure it out here. Menzies just throws it in hard.
Oh, right there it broke. You can see it right in mid-turn.
Yep. It
gave way. And he tried to get out of the way here. Of course, Carl, having no idea he was broken, went wide and clipped him there right at the very end.
As a driver, it's tough. You expect the truck in front of you to be hauling the mail, and all of a sudden they're stopping in front of you. It's hard to redirect.
It's shaken down here at the 2013 Lucas Oil Challenge Cup presented by Mav Today American Rio. Carl Renazetter, the first Pro 4, fans out with that pink truck, of course, representing breast cancer awareness, and the 38 truck of Brian Deegan runs right down there and blocks. He does what he has to do to get the momentum going for that Pro 2, as you talked about, Cam.
Absolutely. The dangerous is that Renazetter can set him up multiple ways and has so much traction. I think what Brian has to do is he's going to have to protect on the bottom and make Carl go around the outside.
Well, guys, down here in the Wildtech hot pits, we're all wondering how Carl Renazetter can't get by the two Pro 2s. Brett Rapella just told me no front brakes on the pink number 17.
Well, I'll tell you, Robbie Woods just ripped off the rear bumper, landing on that. Oh! Landing off of that huge jump, and Carl Renazetter drives in the side of Robbie Woods. Talking about no brakes, it seemed fairly evident that he couldn't get a stop then. So to the back of the pack goes Carl Renazetter.
Little relaxation for the Pro 2s for a moment. Here comes Ryan Beat, number 51 MAV TV sponsored truck though. Take another look at Robbie Woods. Oh,
man.
The wind just got up underneath the truck. It's 150 feet just to get to the downside. So somewhere in excess of that, landing directly on the back bumper. And here comes Carl racing down the bottom and just not able to get her stopped. He ends up turning her around so he doesn't blast through Robbie Woods.
Well, Robbie Woods out front with the number 99 Lucas Oil Slick Mist truck, and then Brian Deegan, the first Pro 4, is the 51 of Ryan Beat.
Now Deegan obviously the one with all the wins. Woods and Beat have not won in the full-size classes. Beat a talented driver, but at this point I say the nod would have to go to Deegan in this mix for a couple of reasons. I think Woods has the speed, but the issues with the equipment over the last few rounds lead me to believe that there's always that possibility.
And once again the caution flag will come out here, so that'll slow the group down and we'll get them all bunched back up. And that is why, very dangerous to have any of the fender supports out there, rear bumpers out there. Those things are ready to lift off-road suspension truck. Will bring them back around here. Cam, green, white, checkered. It is on. You got to hang on. And look at who has worked his way back up towards the front of this field. That red and white Toyota that has had a tough go of it. Eric Barron has been charging as of late.
Robbie Woods, Deegan, Beat, Barron, and LeDuc. That's your top five. And here comes Barron. He's going to make the move on the inside of Ryan Beat. Now he's got two-wheel drive trucks in front of him. Oh, big contact there. Beat get into the side of Barron. Almost took Todd LeDuc out. Now let's see if that four-wheel drive can set up either of these very fast Pro 2s. Oh, Deegan makes a mistake. Oh, and Barron's pushing him into the jump. That's really dangerous, by the way.
Really sketchy move there by Barron. I mean, I know you want to keep going, and I think it's so dusty out there. I think Deegan checked up for just a second, and Barron, there's no way he was going to lift off, but to push somebody off the face of a jump is sketchy, to say the least. We saw what happened one round ago on Pro Light. When that happens, you touch up in midair off that jump. White flag out, $30,000 on the line. Robbie Woods, once again, he's lost a couple of races in the middle of the last lap. Is today going to be the day? He has a little bit of breathing room here.
Wow, Deegan has pressure from Barron. Barron going outside. See how he elects to do it, and he's going to drive right around on the outside with the traction. Wow. Now he's on the inside of Woods.
Woods down to the bottom to try and protect. Oh,
Woods with a little bit of a mistake there. Barron slaps him pretty hard, though. I'm sure the officials are watching, but definitely Woods made a mistake first.
And that pass has been legal all year long. I can't imagine it wouldn't be legal now, as Eric Barron, after coming to a complete stop on 2 different occasions in this race, going to the back of the pack, comes up and claims his first ever Challenge Cup race. And he's a small team, basically a privateer, very little funding. That $30,000 will mean a lot to that Toyota-based team.
And only 8 trucks running at the end, by my count.
It's a brutal race. It is a brutal race.
That's a lot of equipment parked. Oh, listen to this.
We are now hearing that, in fact, Eric Barron has been disqualified. Your winner is Brian Deegan. Smiling from ear to ear inside that truck. It's the only race he really hasn't won inside of Pro Light or Pro 2. Let's watch this again. Robbie Woods down to the bottom. Eric Barron right behind him. Robbie Woods, and I've got to tell you, from my vantage point, it looked like he was about to over-rotate. He changed lanes, came down to the bottom to protect, and started to over-rotate, and I think he had to get out of the throttle to keep from spinning all the way around.
I mean, Barron would have made contact, I think, one way or the other, but it was pretty door-to-door contact.
I mean, if you look at the pass that Carl Renazetter made on Kyle LeDuc at Las Vegas, it was at least that. And that one was okay.
Barron on the binders. Woods starts to open it up. Barron goes underneath, and it looked like maybe Woods tried to turn back down to